Islam, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Osio, Ola, Aloha. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live and in full effect. Back at it again. Today I want to bring you a little excerpt from Commercial Law Applied, Learn to Play the Game. It's Chapter 6, Enforcement, page 23. Let's get into it. Go to all their laws, like Title 18, and tabulate the whole list of crimes committed against you and lying to you. This could be quite an impressive list. If you tabulate the dollar amount of the fines involved in their offenses, you could just take Title 18, Section 241 alone, which is a $10,000 fine on any public official for each offense. This means that for every violation of the Constitution or commercial law, there could be 30 to 40 of these just in Title 18. You're looking at $300,000 to $400,000. When these start adding up, they become very impressive. Now attach this criminal accounting to your affidavit and file it as a commercial complaint with the state attorney. This is like putting the fox in charge of guarding the hen house, but it doesn't matter. Now attach your affidavit and criminal complaint to a commercial lien, because by their own laws, value system, and penalties, they have hung themselves. When you lien them for those amounts, they can't come back and say, well, these are out of nowhere, they're unreasonable, because it came from their own codes. Now take your commercial lien to the Secretary of State and file it as a UCC-1 financing statement. Then file this lien against every agent individually. The commercial complaint is optional. Next page. Lost my section here. Give me one moment. Back to it. 23, 24. They can't hide behind the corporate state, this fictional entity created by man to engage in perfidious actions which they could not otherwise do. You can use this same collection process against the IRS, just as the IRS uses it against you. All the attorneys, judges, and people who come against you think this is a lot of gobbledygook, but they soon learn that your affidavit of truth is valid and enforceable against them. They will find that things become more and more uncomfortable with each passing day. Even judges will think that this doesn't matter because they can get another judge to remove your paperwork against them. Agents who think they can hide behind the sovereign immunity of the government, behind all their power and prestige, all their attorneys, and the capacity to get the courts to do whatever they wish, is going to save them. None of these have any effect on your process. There is only one way they can be relieved, and that is to come forth with their own affidavit that rebuts your affidavit point by point and proves you wrong. If they should get this into court or before a jury, this is not going to do them any good, because the same battle of affidavit still exists. You got to remember that. Affidavits always have to be rebutted point by point. You have to use an affidavit to counter an affidavit, pretty much. All right, let's continue. This means that the conflict between affidavits is now fought out in the open. And this is embarrassing to them because they're not going to change anything. This will simply do them more harm. The only way for them to settle your claim is to pay it. If they don't satisfy your claim, you can give them a grace period. And at the end of the 90 days, you can transfer the Secretary of State into your account receivable office. Legal title of all their real and personal property has now passed to you. That's like a default judgment. You can now file paperwork with the Secretary of State and serve this on the sheriff and say, I want to take possession of my property. Things begin to get interesting. If you send a commercial complaint regarding a public official to the insurance commissioner of the state, it becomes a lien against the official's bond. And be he a district attorney or a judge, and he's dead, he cannot function without bonding. His bond is held in suspense until the issue is resolved. It's pretty much like your word is your bond. That's exactly how it is. Let's continue. All of a sudden, we discover ourselves with what we've wanted all along. Rules that pertain to remedy with more power than they have because we are sovereign. We the people. We give the government the power. The government is supposed to be serving us. We're not supposed to be serving it. We're not supposed to be afraid of it. They're supposed to be afraid of us. We the people. Flesh and blood, men and women who make this system move, who give it life. All right, let's continue. No one, no judge, jury, or anyone else can overturn this process or change it. To do so will resolve the world into chaos, and it would end all law and order and standards for civilization. It is not possible. They are stuck. This is the basis of their oath of office. With their own process, you can use the rules of the game in our favor instead of being treated as slaves. This applies to everyone, everything and everyone, not just the government. Governments don't have anything to support an affidavit of truth or their actions. Governments invent all of the regulations and statutes they impose upon you. No one is taking any liability or accountability. That's true. It's like every time something happens, or like there's a mistake or something in the government, or even like something goes wrong, it's like no one is ever held accountable. No one is ever held accountable for it. Nobody takes any kind of liability. Nobody goes to prison. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody is held, you know what I'm saying, to any kind of standard. It's like they can pretty much just do whatever they want, say whatever they want, and we can't do anything about it. But really we can. We're just not exercising our power. We're not exercising our rights. All right, let's continue. They may have some kind of bonding, but you can tabulate as a simple you can tabulate a simple traffic ticket into more bonding than they have if you so choose. All right, that was just a small section of Commercial Law Applied, Learn to Play the Game by David Robinson. Enforcement. Enforcement, page 6. No, chapter 6, page 23. And these are a few other reads, a few other books I have right here. The UCC Connection, Common Law Handbook, Meet Your Straw Man. Of course, this one right here, another one by David Robinson. The Unrebutted Affidavit Stands as Truth. Once again, this is your brother Zach Bay. Please like, share, subscribe. Islam. Peace.